Okay. Hello, guys. So, excuse my error for once. I'm in the garage. I was gonna work out, but I realized I need to make flyers. So, I grabbed my laptop, grabbed the printer, was like, alright, let's go. My printer I took from the shop because I didn't have a signal there. So, here we are. Shout out to the lawnmower. Big Bird got me. You don't cut that grass every time. Nah, let me stop. But yeah. So I have to make flyers for the spa. To just pass out, to staple to anything. Like postcard thingies that just putting people to the door, just casually meeting people out and about. Because if some of you may not know, I do work at U-Bar. I'm a food runner, so I do oftentimes take the food out to people or to the service table or to the bar. So like a lot of people try like, oh hey, how are you? And da 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 da, you're very nice, you're very pretty. The compliments, small conversation. So I guess, so in that process you just figure it out, So that's what I'm trying to do now, but it's kind of hard to find a flyer. So I think the best thing would be to do like a 20% off, 30% off coupon attached. Oh, excuse me, I'm tired. To attach it to I oftentimes do DoorDash. So I feel so that's a good way to promote, because you are receiving your food along with a sticky note. So that's another way. I'm just trying to give out a little coins here and there, because in the process, unless you're super rich, you're not saying you can't, unless you saved up money. But if you're just going in with what's in your hand or what's in your pocket as of right now, or whatever you have, in your piggy bank, you're gonna need some type of income. If you work, you're gonna need days off. You can't work yourself ragged, which I'm currently understanding. Like, you can't work yourself ragged. You have to get some sleep, but at the same time, you can't do a lazy sleep, if that makes any sense. Like, you can't just be asleep all day and be like, oh, it's gonna come. No, you have to get up. It's time to get up. You have to be productive, but not as hard up as you were throughout the week of going to work, going to school, and trying to make time to go to your suite, because that's something that you're paying for. So it's like, do you just have a space just to have it, or are you trying to actually do something with it? That's what you run into. So just be mindful of your time management. And I've always kind of had a problem with time management, but I'm getting better. I'm learning to take time for myself and to just breathe. Wake up and smell the roses, okay? That's what you have to do. You have to wake up and smell the roses, because if not, you get lost. You get lost. So yeah. So we're just gonna end it off from here. I gave you a couple notes when I come back, I'll have something drawn up, or it's just crazy. This is what they don't tell you when you're starting your own business. It's one thing to do the paperwork for it, to get the legitimates and logistics down and understand the grounding fundamentals. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. But what they don't tell you is you need this. Your mindset changes drastically when when you've invested in yourself. It's like, am I letting this go to waste, or am I actually doing something? And for a person like me, which is a lot of 20-year-olds or 19-year-olds, possibly 16-year-olds, because I want to feel as though some 16-year-olds that are billionaires already changed their mindset, or they've did this chemical, and they had this chemical that was like, I got it. You tend to procrastinate. You're like, all right, it's gonna come if I don't do the work. No, it's not. It's not gonna come if you don't do the work. It's never gonna come if you don't do the work. That's one thing I've had to learn too. I had a friend of mine, her niece told me, she said, you think the world owes you something. At the time, I was dead serious. I was like, they do. I swear to God. I was like, they do. And I called that friend of mine recently. It's like, yo, your niece is right. Like, in the sense of asking me or making that statement toward the way I felt. To question how I felt about it. Because now, if she was to ask me that, I'd be like, it do, but it don't. Actually, I lied. I still stick with my answer and say, I think the world owes me something. It do. It owes me all that it has to offer. There's so many different things out here that I can do, try, experience, understand. So yes, the world owes me something. And the world does. But not in the sense of, I'm just gonna sit on my butt all day and it's just gonna come. And I think at that moment, that's where I was coming from. That's the way I was giving excuses out for why I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, or why I just was ditzy. Dingy, not ditzy, dingy about the whole question that she asked me. Because I now understand that I have to work for it. Like, the stuff that people get, they work for it. Stuff that they have their own, they wear, everything, they work for it. So it's like, bitch, get up and work for it. You're not a little kid. You're not a little girl. You're not a little girl. So you want to be treated like an adult and start acting like one. And once you understand that part of changing your mindset from idealistic to logistic and statistic and strategic and disciplined and lonely, you would then understand that you're not an adult until you change this. So for the people who feel as though, oh, I have a business, I'm grown. Yes, you've done the paperwork. You've done the paperwork. But until you've understood the logistics, statistics, and had discipline to make 6 figures, you haven't done it. At least not yet. That's the crazy part about all this. And some people may disagree. Some may disagree, may agree. But I take that to say, let it sink in. Before you try to, I can't even say, because it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing starting from scratch, starting with nada, starting with your last paycheck to invest in your business, which is ideally what I did. But what I would say is, be realistic. See, I have an adrenaline high. Well, it's, I forgot what type of part of my depression it is. I want to say it's manic. Well, it's one of those. It's one of those. It's like a high and low of bipolar. The reason I say it like that, as if I don't know, is because it rarely happens. It rarely happens to where I'm in one of those emotional highs and I'm just running. Mentally, I'm just running. And sometimes I make good decisions. Sometimes I make bad decisions. But in all times, it's decisions that I want to make. Which scares everyone around me. Because at any point, if I crash, it's bad. So I've come out of here as far as thinking wise. But I've also clicked in here with my mental as far as my mindset. I'm not dwelling on that, on how is it not going to work. I'm dwelling on how it is going to work. I'm dwelling on what is my next step. Yes, there's moments where I'm just like, no, I'm not doing it. And my pride is in the way. But then it's like, my pride is like, yo, you invested this money. You've already told your family. You've already put your neck out there and foot out in the door. You're not only letting other people down, you're letting yourself down. So how are you going to look in the mirror every day and say, hi, I'm the young lady who stopped being an esthetician because I was tired. How does that sound? Sounds crazy as hell. I know. Hi, how are you? I'm the owner of Ono's Luna. Okay, hello, how are you? Where's your shop? Oh, I stopped doing it. I was tired. So how can you in the right mind in the same sentence say, hi, I'm the owner of Ono Luna, when you don't even got a place no more? You stop going to school. You stop investing in yourself because your skeleton was tired. Your skeleton was tired. That's cool. They say rich people don't sleep. So until you train this, it ain't gonna work, baby. And I can't say it ain't gonna work, because as long as you keep doing the same thing by not showing up for yourself, not going to school, not getting up for work, not living everyday life, it's not gonna work. Because when it's working, you're exercising, you're eating right, you're doing what it takes to keep your skeleton energetic. You see how I did that? When you're disciplined, your skeleton isn't tired because it's getting all the energy and fuel that it needs. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, let that one sink in. When you're healthy, your skeleton isn't tired. It may be a little drained, but it's trained. At that time, your body is used to waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning for school or to go to the gym. Your skeleton is used to eating at 2:30 for lunch. Your skeleton is used to eating at 9 o'clock for breakfast. Your skeleton is used to going to bed at 11:30 or 9 o'clock. However you decide to set your schedule. So once you are consistent, yeah, I'm working on it too. Once you're consistent in your everyday routine, you'll get it. I know. Once you're consistent with whatever you put your mind to, it'll work out. So, my apologies, got distracted again. When you're consistent, everything changes. Because when you're not consistent, every day is something new. Alright? Something's new. Your routine isn't the same. Your routine should always be the same. You should just be meeting new people. Yeah. So, not necessarily the same. Don't be predictable. But as far as your sleep schedule, within that time period of the things that you do, you should have done the things that you set for yourself, your goals, the things that are going to help you to reach your accomplishment, to reach see the bigger picture. It's going to help you see the bigger picture. When you are consistent, you will see the bigger picture, because like, okay, I seen the picture when it was here. Now I see the picture when it's here. Now I see the picture when it's here. At that point, you can only get bigger, right? Because that big picture that you see isn't going to fit in that little picture anymore. So that means the things that you're creating with your thoughts and your mindset and the change, you have to make room. And when you don't make room, you drive yourself crazy, because you're like, oh, I'm in this small box. But I need to get out of this box.